This video is brought to you by me. If you like what you see, please consider subscribing and pledging your support on Patreon so I can afford to pay my bills and give my cat a break from powering my computer. So, last month saw the release of People of Note, a turn-based musical RPG set in the world of Note, where each of the 4 major nations have built a complex, socio-political system around a different genre of music. People fight with microphones and instruments and their beautiful voices, and there are more puns than you can shake a drumstick at. Seriously, so many fucking music puns. I love this game so much. It's the kind of game where you can go from fighting a K-pop star who's also one of the city council members to gain her favor, to redirecting lasers for a puzzle to light up the eyes in a giant skull door so you can talk to your guitarist's ex, to taking down a drug cartel, to fighting country music terrorists with some dangerously sexy voices.
Lasso said you'd say that, but I ain't got patience for it all told. Only a matter of time before we find it. Only you and a few lovely others.
Thanks.
Even bother resisting.
To belting your heart out with your not quite love interest, to battling a Super Saiyan cowboy, to discussing the superior breeding of the Accordion with 5 different people, and yes, you can pet the dogs.
An accordion!
There's even an achievement for petting them all. It is the most important mission, make sure you complete it. Also, the game is a musical.
Mama, I'm sorry.
I wanna be free. I wanna
Risk it all.
You can risk it all.
Hey, Mama, I'm sorry, but I'm no kid.
I'm an imposter.
Right, and what the fuck was that? The worst thing I've ever made, wasn't it great? But while there's definitely plenty I want to gush over with this game, such as how the battle music changes genres by the turn, so each combat track has at least 5 variations, or how fucking funny the game can be, or how your main reoccurring enemy is a Backstreet Boys knockoff called Smolder, who attack you no less than 30 times before becoming your allies. I mean, they apologize, so it's fine, right? And yes, they do sing their apology.
We're sorry, girl. We're down on our knees. We're begging you, please, girl. We're begging you, please. We regret trying to permanently suspend you for high treason. That's on us. Oh yeah.
Yes, that is an actual thing that happens. This game is hilarious.
Girl, we were deeply problematic, and we want to recognize our contributions to hurtful norms that continue to plague society.
I fucking love this game. Where was I? Oh, right. So while I could definitely gush over all of that and more, what I actually want to focus on is the main character of Cadence, because I honestly think she was written to be the absolutely perfect protagonist for this game. And the way that her flaws are reflected and paralleled in the other members of the main band has been stuck in my head like a song on replay ever since I finished the game. So that's what we're talking about today. I want to talk about how good the writing in this game is and how it made the perfect main cast. Before I continue though, I should warn you that I will be spoiling the character arcs of the main cast in this video up to until about halfway through the game. So if at any point you think that you really like to play this and want to go in unspoiled, I would desperately urge that you turn off the video and go play the game first. It's really good and really fun and I want more people to play it, so go do that and then come back and tell me your favorite character or song or whatever. I want to hear what you liked about the game. So if you want to avoid spoilers, go do that now. Everyone else, let's talk about my new favorite fictional pop star, shall we? So to give you the quick character rundown, Cadence is an aspiring singer living in the capital city of the pop nation of Cordia, and she has a very simple goal.
I wanna be under the lights.
Cadence seeks stardom and recognition for her talent and goes about trying for Noteworthy, a contest held by the city to determine the #1 singer in the nation and award them the Key of Cordia in recognition. And to do this, she'll be singing Under the Lights, a song she's been working on with her best friend Saren, and with her talent she has a pretty good shot at winning.
No.
I'm sorry?
You should be.
Yeah, no. Unfortunately, she's shot down by Councilman Sharp, who could not be more obviously evil if he fucking tried, by the way.
People are garbage.
Thank you, Sharp. Very helpful. Not to be deterred because she knows she deserves to be under those lights, Cadence finds a way around Sharp's biased judgment and secures herself a golden clef, which is essentially a free pass into the contest. And all it took was disappointing 2 other members of the Council of Fifths and beating the 3rd in a fight after kicking in the teeth of all her crazy K-pop stans. Honestly, I felt worse about disappointing Mandy.
You, have a band, right? Actually, I've been a solo act for a long time. But when I perform, I feel connected to everyone out there. Oh, solo acts are so cool! But remember, one-way parasocial relationships are fundamentally incapable of fulfilling the basic human desire for intimate and creative connection. You know? Yeah. Totally!
That was way more real talk than I was ever expecting to get from a woman named Amanda Lynn. Also very true. However, Cadence is aware that she needs to do something to truly stand out from the crowd, and after hearing a radio signal from Durandus, the city of rock, she decides to set out to build herself a band so she can win noteworthy and take her rightful place as Cordia's #1 performer. It's from here that the player sets out with Cadence to explore the world of Note and see all it has to offer. And this is also where we talk about Cadence's flaws and how they're reflected in her bandmates. Or rather, the one major flaw she spends the game working through: selfishness. Cadence is a person who is disastrously self-absorbed and single-minded in her pursuit of stardom. Kind of exactly what you'd expect from a pop star, honestly, but I digress. But while she does improve over the course of the game, it's how that selfishness is paralleled in her bandmates that's truly interesting. So let's get into them, shall we? We'll start with Fret. Upon reaching Durandus, you find it under attack by the Homestead, the previously mentioned country music terrorists. They gang up on Cadence before she's joined by Fret, and together they fight off the Homesteaders and Lieutenant Martel before Cadence asks Fret to join her band, and is immediately shot down as he heads back to his house to sulk, turning her away when she tries to pry further and forcing her to do the unthinkable and take an interest in someone else for once, by which I mean ask around town and head to the library for some impromptu research. During the investigation, we learn that Fret used to be in the single most popular rock band of the nation called Sound of Mind. But when more styles of rock began to develop and Durandus fractured into factions around those styles, metal, punk, grunge, etc., the band broke apart as Fret and his partner Freak couldn't agree on how to move forward. This is actually where Fret's parallels to Cadence come in, because Fret once had what Cadence currently wants. He had fame and success and a band that was awarded the Key of Durandus, but it fell apart because of his stubborn selfishness. Freak wanted to try new things and change their style, but Fret refused to entertain the notion of change at all, wanting to stick to the classic rock they started with. You can actually see this in his reaction to Cadence singing along to his music when he's teaching her about rock, and I think it's very telling.
Hear that?
What? It's just my voice.
Exactly. Pop is all about you. Your voice, your words, your stardom. Rock is about how you connect to the music.
That's a little reductive.
I bet you've never been in the middle of a song and just let it take you somewhere.
Those people up there, there's no heart in their sound. They follow the blueprint. Guess that's enough for the crowd. They don't deserve their place, but should.
What was that?
Just trying.
That's not rock. Doesn't sound right.
Why? What's wrong with it? Just listen to it. Look me in the eyes and tell me this doesn't sound good.
Fret's neophobia cost him his band, but Cadence is able to convince him to give it a try. This is another interesting thing. While each band member acts as a reflection of Cadence, she also helps them to grow as well. When it comes to Fret, her role is to break through his walls and convince him to open his mind to new possibilities, which she succeeds at. It does come on the condition that she help him settle things with Freak, which she doesn't love, but she does help, and both she and Fret grow as a result. One additional note before we move on is that starting with Fret and moving forward, we see a strong reluctance in Cadence to stick her neck out for others. Both Fret and Freak bring up the need to fight, but Cadence wants to focus on assembling the band to win noteworthy. It's not that she doesn't care about people, and we'll talk about her kindness more with the next band member, but it's another important aspect of Cadence's selfishness to keep in mind. Because it will eventually cost her, just as it cost Fret in the past. The second band member to join is Cynthia, #1 DJ in the EDM city of Lumina, and adorably high-tech envy. Fred and Cadence attend Cynthia's show and are blown away by their set before coming across Ark, who I'm not getting into for spoiler reasons, and heading backstage to meet Cynthia, where the group finds them being harassed by a drug cartel known as Shine. See, the most popular recreational drug in Lumina is known as glitter. As well, it's mostly harmless, it actually instills a sense of synesthesia within the user, allowing them to experience sound with their other senses. Where Cynthia comes in is that they're a very outspoken advocate against glitter use, while every other major DJ relies on the substance for their sets and is therefore susceptible to Shine's influence. But Cynthia is the #1 DJ and the holder of Lumina's key, which makes them very influential and also bad for Shine's business. Regardless, where Cynthia becomes important for the sake of this essay is that unlike Fret, who had what Cadence wants, Cynthia is what Cadence wants to be, sitting right at the top of the charts. And it's not hard to see why, you're listening to their set list right now. But where Cynthia differs is that they lack Cadence's confidence.
Hi, I'm Cynthia.
Oh, we know. We love your stuff.
Oh, I'm not that good or anything.
Yeah, you are. Don't be so down on yourself.
Sorry. I'm pretty confident on stage, but when the lights are off...
Hey, don't apologize. That's where I want to be, right where you are. I respect it a whole lot.
Cynthia actually greatly struggles with her self-worth, only truly feeling in control of themselves while on stage, and this struggle is part of what causes them to turn away from Cadence and Fred at first when they suggest taking the fight to Shine to protect them. And the other part is this.
Hi there.
We'd like to talk.
Cynthia, I told you only once a week, and now you're bringing in additional buyers?
I'm sorry. What?
We aren't buyers, dude.
Wait, Cynthia, you were here because...
Well, I suppose the secret's out then.
Cadence, I'm sorry.
Yep, Cynthia is a glitter user. Unable to cope with their self-worth issues, they turn to the drug in secret. A secret that only they and their dealer knew, which is what led to other members of Shine trying to take them out. Their moralizing was, while undoubtedly well-intentioned, nonetheless hypocritical, something they're fully aware of, which makes them hate themselves more, and pushes them to need glitter more, and I think you get the point, it's a vicious cycle. They're stuck in a cycle of self-hatred, constantly tearing themselves down while hiding away from other people, meaning they don't have the support system they need to recover. However, this is where Cadence and Fred come in, as they remind Cynthia of both their inherent worth and the love of music that keeps them creating, in a scene that's equal parts corny and honestly really touching.
I'm such a hypocrite.
We gotta snap him out of this!
Yeah, but what can we do?
Cynthia said they're only comfortable on a stage, so let's make this a performance. Fred, can you imitate their sound?
Yeah, I think so, but I'll need a little time.
I'll keep him busy. Come on, Cynthia. You can do this.
Heavy modulation on this. Come on, where's the sweet spot?
Those two only need me right now. But then they'll leave me. Because they know who I really am. A failure. Is someone spinning? It's not bad. It needs some more bass, but...
Come on, Cynthia, this is your music. This is what you do. This is why you get up every damn day. Your art. You put everything into that, glitter or not. Now listen!
It sounds like my set. It's good.
It is good, Cynthia, and it's not because of glitter. That music is yours. From your mind, your heart. It's coming from you, not some drug.
That music is coming from...
Cynthia! Come on!
My music comes from within. I'm not worthless. They need me. Glitter is just a crutch.
What?
And I don't need it.
Cynthia.
I don't need it anymore!
Cynthia, you okay?
No, I don't think so. But for the first time in a while, I feel like I will be.
Cynthia is actually where we tend to see Cadence's empathy come out the most, as she spends a lot of the game building a really touching friendship with them, helping them to build their confidence and even coaching them on comebacks and smack talk. It's great, honestly, I love their relationship. Anyway, you snap Cynthia out of it and they help you kick the cartel's ass, but there's still the problem of Pulse, DJ rank 2, and also one of the type that we academics call jealous bitches, who intends to expose Cynthia's hypocrisy to damage their reputation and take their place at the top of the charts. But that truth is theirs to tell by right, so we kick her ass and they confess to everything, stepping down from their spot in Lumina to join the band. Again, we see how acting overly selfish, even in understandable circumstances, causes people to lose what they had. Cynthia even sold the key for drug money, which they may not have known the actual importance of, but still had a responsibility to care for that they abandoned. Understandable as it may be, it was still selfish and still causes harm. Also, Ark asks the band to stop in the Kingdom of Liar to warn them of a homestead attack, and Cadence once again initially balks at the thought of going out of their way to help when she just really wants to focus on getting the song done. Just another thing to keep in mind as we move on to the fourth and final band member, and the one who pushes Cadence the hardest. Liar is the Kingdom of Rap, and unlike the other nations, actually has a queen and an inherited role of leadership. So the key and the duty to protect it is passed down through familial lines. The goal here is to warn the queen directly, but the party is turned away at the gate and forced to seek another way in, by finding and convincing her son, Vox, to help them. Vox is probably the most interesting reflection of Cadence, because in direct contrast to the others, he actively rejects the role instead of losing it. As Prince, Vox would necessarily inherit the position that Cadence has to work for, but he doesn't want it. He doesn't want to be a ruler, he wants to be an artist. He loves his mother and his country, but he doesn't want the weight of the crown and prefers to focus on doing his own thing. Also in contrast to the other two, Vox actually kind of forces himself into the band, as the homestead trick him into thinking his mom was in danger, which leads to him inadvertently allowing them into the palace in his rush to help her, and allows them to steal the key. And honestly, I think I should just let the scene speak for itself, because it's important to see how Cadence reacts when her sense of control is directly threatened.
Hey, I'm coming with.
I don't know if the band needs...
I'm coming with. They used me, made me the court jester instead of the crown prince. And I got a score to settle.
Cadence, we can use the help, and he'll round out the sound. You know we still need some variation in the second verse.
Look, this is still my band, and I don't think he's gonna be a good fit.
I'm sorry, your band?
Yes, my... Come on, you guys agreed to join up, take on Noteworthy, and then you're gone, right?
Well, apparently yes.
Cadence.
Look, Pop-Tart, I don't want to join your stupid...
Vox, the last key is tied to this contest. Can you just...
Excuse me, I'm sure you all need to get moving as soon as possible.
Of course.
What's funny is that Vox and Cadence are far more alike than they'd care to admit, and their headstrong personalities cause them to clash a lot. And the thing is, Vox is absolutely selfish. As understandable as it may be to want to pursue your art and avoid the heavy responsibility of the crown, he does still have that responsibility. He should be putting his people first, but he's being just as selfish, if not more, as Cadence, which actually puts them in the perfect position to call each other out, especially when they get back to Cordia and they find out that the entire plan was just shot to pieces by that bitch of a politician, Sharp.
Now, hold on. We can hold off on all that for a day, right? The finals are just tomorrow, and then after that we can...
Cadence, they might have all 4 keys. If there's some kind of weapon, they could use them to attack Durandus, Pyre, even Cordia.
Look, I get it. The keys are important. But I never signed up for that. I just wanted to perform, to sing. Why is it my responsibility? Why does it come down to me?
I understand. You're scared. I am too. But this is bigger than us. My first band split up because I was being selfish, and I don't want to see that happen again. Why do you care so much about being up on stage? What does it matter?
Because I want it, okay? It's the only thing I've ever wanted. It's my dream, and you're asking me to give it up?
Yeah, I am, Cadence. At least for now. How could you be even remotely concerned about your career after all this?
Hey, Cadence is just scared, okay? We're all scared.
Cynthia, they're scared, and then there's this. What kind of self-obsessed diva turns her back when she sees the suffering of other people?
That is insanely unfair. I've already done more to help than most people will ever do. And you? I don't want to hear it from you. An entitled silver spoon brat who's doing the exact same thing, refusing to help your people because you want to pursue your own art? Except you actually have responsibility. You're royalty. So what's your excuse again?
Well, at least I can sing.
Mike's out, Prince!
This is, without a doubt, Cadence at her very worst. All of the selfishness she's demonstrated throughout the game displayed all at once in such a way that even Saren is disgusted with her afterward. But I would argue that she's not entirely wrong in how she feels. Unlike the other band members, Cadence isn't a leader. She's never been responsible for other people, and she definitely didn't leave home to get embroiled in fate of the world stakes, so it's understandable that she'd be scared and just want to focus on the entire reason she set out in the first place. But the thing is, even if she didn't have the moral obligation to do what she can in a situation like this, she would still have an obligation to her friends, an obligation she rejects in this moment. But even she knows it isn't right, and in a moment of truly astounding character growth, she forfeits the competition to help them, unable to stand the thought of being without them again. And when they reunite, she's finally willing to admit her own failings.
I forfeited the competition.
What? Why?
When I was up there, I realized winning like that meant I had to be on my own, and I couldn't bear it.
So you only realized you were wrong when you suffered personal consequences.
Fox, that's not...
No, he's right. I wanted to be a pop star. I still do. I just wanted people to hear me. But how can I ask them to listen to me when I'm not listening to anyone else?
This is what makes Cadence's character arc so satisfying, and a big part of why I wanted to make this video, her growth. Cadence is a very likable, but also very flawed character that we get to see grow and change as she interacts with more of the world and comes to realize just how much bigger it is than her and what she wants, and I just really think that's awesome. Also, now that the band's back together, you get to properly beat up Smolder and then bully Sharp for being a massive fucking loser has-been. So that's pretty neat. God, there's just so much about this game I'd still love to gush about, but I'd honestly really like to hear your thoughts on it more, so let me know in the comments. Did you find Cadence's arc satisfying? Who was your favourite character? What was your favourite part of the game? What made you laugh the hardest? What was your favourite song or track? And if you haven't played it yet, well, go do that and get back to me. Please, I am begging you to play this game and experience all of the emotional, dorky, music pun-laden fun it has to offer. People of Note is just so fucking good, and it all starts with its perfect protagonist.
We followed your trail, so we could throw you in jail. It's as bad as it seems. Girl, we can still make things right. We're feeling contrite. What does that word even mean? I went to college and I don't know what it means. We took a moment to listen,
adjusted our value systems. We're sorry, girl, we're down on our knees. We're begging you, please.